Good afternoon, children. Today we will continue revision of chapter Microorganisms, Friends or Foes. Yesterday you had read, children, microorganisms are our foes because they are harmful for us. Disease causing microorganisms are called pathogens. Pathogens may cause disease in human being, in plants and in animals. You have read about the diseases caused by pathogen in human being. You have also read about the diseases caused by caused by pathogens in animals. Like anthrax disease is caused by bacteria in cattle. Foot and mouth disease is caused by virus in cattle. Tuberculosis is caused by bacteria in cattle and poultry. Poultry means hen, egg laying bird like hen. And you have read, children, canine distemper is caused by virus in dog. Rabies is a disease caused by virus in dog and monkey. So you have seen that pathogens may cause disease in animals also. Pathogens may cause disease in plants also, due to which you can see there is abnormal branching of plant, or the quality of the fruits are deteriorated, or there is discoloration of the leaves, etc. Children, you know that in 1740-41 Irish famine took place in Ireland, in which there was destruction of potato crops. Potato crops suffered from a disease called late blight, and this disease was caused by fungus. This fungus disease caused a disease in potato crop, and name of the disease is late blight, due to which Irish famine took place in 1740-41. You should know, children, some other diseases are also caused by microbes in plants. Like tobacco mosaic virus is a disease which is caused by virus in plant. Similarly, citrus canker is a disease of plant which is caused by bacteria, and fungus may also cause diseases in plants. Like fungus may cause disease in wheat. Name of the disease is rust of wheat. And sometimes fungus may cause disease in rice also. Name of the disease is smut of rice. And fungus may cause disease in sugar cane also. The stalk of the sugar cane is affected, and this red rot of sugar cane disease is caused by fungus in sugar cane. So you have seen, children, that microorganisms may cause disease in human being, in animals and in plants. Today you will read, children, about food poisoning. Food poisoning is a disease which is caused due to consumption of contaminated food. If we consume contaminated food, we can suffer from food poisoning. The symptoms of food poisoning are severe abdominal pain, dehydration, diarrhea, vomiting, nausea, fatigue, tiredness, weakness, and damage of nervous system. These are the symptoms of food poisoning. Due to dehydration, we can become very weak, fatigue, and our nervous system can be also damaged due to intake of contaminated food. So this is called food poisoning. And food poisoning is caused by microorganisms like bacteria and fungi. Bacteria, name of bacteria is Staphylococci and Clostridium. Two bacteria, name of the bacteria Clostridium and Staphylococci. These two bacteria may cause food poisoning, and fungus may also cause food poisoning. Name of the fungus is Aspergillus. Okay children, now you will see this food poisoning can be prevented. How can we prevent? We can prevent food poisoning by proper handling and proper storage of food. And before cooking, we should wash our hands properly. To prevent food poisoning, we have to keep some points in our mind while cooking. We should keep the kitchen neat and clean. We should wash our hands before cooking, and means we should take proper care of sanitation. Okay children, and after cooking we should store the food properly. Food should never be kept uncovered, it should be covered, and food should be not kept unrefrigerated for longer period of time. If we consume it, then it's okay. If food is left, then it should be stored in the refrigerator, because in the refrigerator there is low temperature which inhibits the growth of microorganisms that cause spoilage of food. So you have seen children that by proper treatment or by cooking the food properly, by washing our hand, by covering the food, or by keeping the left food in the refrigerator, we can prevent contamination of food and we can prevent food poisoning. Okay, so these are the things by which we can prevent food poisoning. बच्चों, अभी मैं बता रही हूँ आपको फूड पॉइजनिंग के बारे में. कभी कभी जब आप पार्टी में जाते हैं या पिकनिक में जाते हैं तो मास स्केल पे खाना बनता है और वो ठीक से कवर नहीं होता है या उतनी सफाई से नहीं बन पाता है, तो उस फूड में कुछ माइक्रोब्स रहते हैं जिसे हम अगर खा लेते हैं तो हमें फूड पॉइजनिंग हो जाता है. जनरली व्हेन यू गो टू पार्टी और व्हेन यू गो टू पिकनिक, देन आफ्टर कंजम्पशन ऑफ कंटामिनेटेड फूड यू सफ़र फ्रॉम फूड पॉइजनिंग. आप कभी पिकनिक में जाते हैं या वेडिंग पार्टी में जाते हैं तो आप वहाँ से आने के बाद कभी कभी फूड पॉइजनिंग से सफ़र करते हैं. फूड पॉइजनिंग क्यों होता है? अगर हम कंटामिनेटेड फूड, ऐसे फूड जिसमें माइक्रोब्स रहते हैं, हमारी आंखों से नहीं दिखते हैं, और अगर हम उन्हें खा लेते हैं तो हमें फूड पॉइजनिंग हो जाता है. तो फूड पॉइजनिंग में क्या सिम्टम होता है, क्या लक्षण होता है? तो हमें वॉमिटिंग होना शुरू हो जाता है, वीकनेस हो जाता है क्योंकि हमें लूज मोशन, डिहाइड्रेशन हो जाता है, बॉडी से वाटर कंटेंट बाहर हो जाता है और डिहाइड्रेशन होने से हमें वीकनेस भी हो जाता है. सीवियर एब्डोमिनल पेन हो सकता है, पेट में काफ़ी दर्द हो सकता है, नाउजिया हो सकता है और हमें वीकनेस भी हो जाता है इस वजह से. तो ये सारे लक्षण हैं फूड पॉइजनिंग के. ठीक है बच्चों, हमारा नर्वस सिस्टम भी कभी कभी डैमेज हो सकता है. ये फूड पॉइजनिंग माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म की वजह से ही होता है, जैसे बैक्टीरिया और फंगस की वजह से. अभी मैं दो बैक्टीरिया का नाम आपको बताई हूँ। उनका नाम है क्लोस्ट्रीडियम और स्टेफिलोकोकाई, जिनकी वजह से ये फूड पॉइजनिंग होता है। और फंगस भी है जिसका नाम है एस्परजिलस। और इस फूड को अगर हम खाते हैं तो हमें डिहाइड्रेशन, वॉमिटिंग, डायरिया, सीवियर एब्डोमिनल पेन, फटीग और you can say weakness. These symptoms arise in our body and we suffer from food poisoning. अब फूड पॉइजनिंग को रोकने के लिए मैं बताई क्या किया जा सकता है कि हमें खाना बनाने के समय साफ़ सफाई का पूरा ध्यान रखना चाहिए। खाना बनाने से पहले हाथ को अच्छी तरह से साफ़ कर लेना चाहिए, सोप और वाटर से धो लेना चाहिए। और खाना बनाने में जो हम लोग किचन में कपड़ा यूज करते हैं उसको अच्छे से क्लीन करना चाहिए, वॉश करना चाहिए और सूखा होना चाहिए। क्योंकि बच्चों अभी रिसेंटली WHO वर्ल्ड हेल्थ ऑर्गेनाइजेशन का एक इन्फॉर्मेशन आया था जिसमें था कि हमारी किचन में जो हम लोग यूज करते हैं कपड़ा उसमें सबसे ज़्यादा जर्म्स रहता है। इसलिए इसको डेली वॉश करना चाहिए और सुखाना चाहिए ताकि हमें फूड पॉइजनिंग नहीं हो। ठीक है बच्चों, तो आप समझ गए कि फूड पॉइजनिंग का क्या सिम्टम है और फूड पॉइजनिंग को कैसे रोका जा सकता है। और अगर हमें फूड पॉइजनिंग हो जाए तो सिम्टम से हम समझ सकते हैं कि वजह क्या है। ठीक है बच्चों, अब हम लोग पढ़ेंगे फूड प्रिजर्वेशन। तो व्हाट इज़ फूड प्रिजर्वेशन? फूड प्रिजर्वेशन इज़ द प्रोसेस ऑफ treating and handling the food in proper way so that we can reduce the growth of microorganisms like bacteria, fungi and other microbes that cause spoilage of food. ठीक है, फूड प्रिजर्वेशन का मतलब है कि हम फूड को सही ढंग से ट्रीट करें, सही ढंग से हैंडल करें ताकि फूड जो ख़राब होता है बैक्टीरिया और फंगस की वजह से वो नहीं हो ख़राब। हम बैक्टीरिया और फंगस के ग्रोथ को कम करके फूड पॉइजनिंग को रोक सकते हैं या फूड को हम प्रिजर्व कर सकते हैं। फूड प्रिजर्वेशन का मतलब क्या है? टू रिड्यूस द ग्रोथ ऑफ माइक्रो ऑर्गेनिज्म दैट कॉज स्पॉइलेज ऑफ फूड लाइक बैक्टीरिया, फंजाई एंड अदर माइक्रोब्स विच कॉज स्पॉइलेज ऑफ फूड। वी कैन reduce the growth of such microorganisms. We can inhibit the growth of such microorganisms. This is called food preservation. Okay children, you know children, in moisture bacteria and fungi grow rapidly. Therefore, by removing the moisture from the food item, we can stop the growth of microorganisms and we can preserve our food. फूड प्रिजर्व करने के लिए हम लोग फूड से मॉइस्चर को हटाकर उसे स्टोर करते हैं। ठीक है, फूड प्रिजर्वेशन का मतलब होता है प्रॉपर ट्रीटमेंट एंड प्रॉपर हैंडलिंग ऑफ फूड, ताकि हम फूड के स्पॉइलेज को रोक सकें और फूड के न्यूट्रिटिव वैल्यू को मेंटेन रख सकें। ठीक है बच्चों, तो देयर आर वेरियस वेज ऑफ फूड प्रिजर्वेशन। फूड को प्रिजर्व करने का बहुत सा तरीका है। सबसे पहला तरीका है दैट इज ड्राइंग। आपने क्रॉप प्रोडक्शन एंड मैनेजमेंट चैप्टर में पढ़ा है बच्चों कि ग्रेन्स आर ड्राइड इन द सनलाइट बिफोर स्टोरेज। वाई डू वी ड्राई द ग्रेन्स इन द सनलाइट? टू रिमूव द मॉइस्चर। If there will have moisture in the grains, then microbes will cause spoilage of the grains. So grains are dried in the sunlight and then they are stored in clean and dry container. So first method is drying. Drying is a method to remove moisture from the food item so that we can avoid the spoilage of food. And this drying also reduces the weight of the food item, due to which it becomes easy to transport. Okay children, so drying से दो फ़ायदा है बच्चों। एक तो हम माइक्रोब्स का ग्रोथ रोक सकते हैं जो हमारे फूड आइटम को ख़राब करते हैं। जैसे अभी हम बता रहे हैं कि सम फ्रूट्स लाइक बनाना, मैंगो, एप्रिकॉट, these food items are dried and this drying helps in removing the moisture and it also helps in transportation because it reduces the weight of the food item। ठीक है बच्चों। grains are also dried in the sunlight and then they are stored in clean and dry container like rice, wheat, maize, oat, etc. These grains are dried and then they are stored in airtight container and this container should be clean and dry। ठीक है बच्चों। तो फर्स्ट मेथड मैं बताई ड्राइंग से मॉइस्चर रिमूव होता है फूड आइटम से और वेट भी थोड़ा कम हो जाता है ताकि ट्रांसपोर्ट करने में भी सुविधा होती है। कुछ फूड आइटम जैसे मैं बताई अभी एप्पल, बनाना, एप्रिकॉट, मैंगो, ये सारे फूड जो हैं इन्हें हम ड्राई रखते हैं और फिर ड्राई करने से इनका वेट भी कम हो जाता है और ट्रांसपोर्ट करना भी आसान हो जाता है। ग्रेन्स को भी हम लोग स्टोर करने के पहले ड्राई करते हैं जैसे व्हीट, राइस, मेज एट्सेट्रा। इन्हें भी ड्राई करके फिर हम लोग कंटेनर में रखते हैं। क्यों बच्चों ऐसा क्यों करते हैं? क्योंकि ड्राई करने से मॉइस्चर हट जाता है फूड आइटम से, वाटर कंटेंट हट जाता है क्योंकि मॉइस्चर में बैक्टीरिया और फंगस ग्रो करते हैं और फूड को स्पॉइल कर देते हैं। सो यू हैव सीन चिल्ड्रन, फर्स्ट मेथड इज ड्राइंग। सेकेंड मेथड you will see children, we can preserve food items by adding salt and sugar। You know children, salt removes moisture from the food item। Sometimes when we make pickles, recently you have seen your mother might have made pickles, then you can observe that good quantity of salt and oil is added in the pickles। Why do we add good quantity of salt and oil in the pickles? Because these are preservatives। Salt removes moisture and it helps in preserving pickles। Okay children, next you will see children that jam and jelly is preserved by adding good quantity of sugar in it। Sugar also removes moisture and it helps in preserving jam and jelly। Similarly you will see children, meat and fish, they are also preserved by adding good quantity of salt on them। मीट और फिश को भी हम लोग प्रिजर्व कर सकते हैं उनके ऊपर नमक डालकर। नमक डालने से क्या होगा? मॉइस्चर हट जाएगा और बैक्टीरिया का ग्रोथ कम हो जाएगा। ठीक है बच्चों, इन दिस वे वी कैन प्रिजर्व पिकल्स or fish, meat etc. by adding good quantity of salt in it because salt will remove moisture and it will not allow bacteria or fungus to grow in food। Next you will see, you have seen children, jam and jelly can be preserved by adding sugar। Sugar also removes moisture and helps in preservation of jam and jelly। Next you will see children, sometimes we use preservative to preserve sauce। You have seen children, sodium benzoate or potassium metabisulfite is used and these preservatives are used to preserve sauce like chili sauce, tomato sauce etc. Vinegar is also used to preserve pickles। Vinegar contains acetic acid which is a preservative। Similarly, citric acid and phosphoric acid is also used in beverage। Okay children, so you will see children that chemicals like citric acid and phosphoric acids are used in carbonated beverage and fruit drinks। Both are preservative and they also give flavor। Okay, Now you will see, children, that chemical preservatives are also used, as I told you, like chemical preservative like sodium benzoate and potassium metabisulfite are used to preserve sauce. So preservatives are used to preserve the food item. Next is heat and cold treatment. Okay, children, sometimes we can preserve the food item by keeping them in refrigerator, because in the refrigerator the temperature is low, and at low temperature bacteria and fungi may not grow. This low temperature inhibits the growth of bacteria and fungi, and food can be preserved. Okay, children, perishable items can be preserved in the refrigerator. This is cold treatment. Hot treatment, heat and cold treatment. Heat treatment means boiling. You have seen, children, sometimes we do not keep the milk in the refrigerator. If there is unavailability of refrigerator, we boil the milk, and boiling milk kills the microbes and preserves the milk for more time. So heat and cold treatment is also used to preserve food items. Heat treatment is used to preserve milk, and cold treatment is used to preserve fruits, vegetables, etc. in the refrigerator. Then you will see, children, next method of food preservation is pasteurization. Pasteurization is a method to preserve milk. Milk is boiled below 212 degree Fahrenheit, or you can say below 100 degree Celsius, about 70 degree Celsius. Okay, children, and at this temperature some microorganisms are killed. All the microorganisms are not killed because some are heat resistant, so they are not killed, but some microorganisms are killed, and then the milk is cooled down, and then it is packed in polythene or bottle. This method is called pasteurization because it was discovered by Louis Pasteur. Okay, so pasteurization is a method to preserve which food item? Milk. Okay, children. Now next method of preservation of food is vacuum packing. Vacuum packing is a method of preserving food in airtight container. Okay, children, some food items are stored in airtight bag. Okay, and this airtight container does not contain air. Nuts are stored by this method, vacuum packing. Okay, children, this vacuum packing inhibits the growth of microorganisms, and it also prevents oxidation of fat. You know, children, sometimes oxidation of fat in the food item may cause rancidity, due to which the flavor of the food is changed, and there is a bad odor in the food item, like nuts, dry fruits. They may be spoiled due to rancidity. Rancidity means due to oxidation of fat. The taste and the smell of the food changes. That is called rancidity. So to avoid rancidity, or to avoid the oxidation of fat, and to preserve which food item? Nuts, dry fruits. It is stored, it is preserved by vacuum packing method. Vacuum packing means the nuts are stored in airtight bag where there is no air. Okay, children, because you know, in the air there is moisture, and due to moisture the food item may be spoiled. So this method, vacuum packing, is used for the preservation of nuts, dry fruits, etc. Next method is canning. Canning is a method in which food items are sealed in a can. Okay, children, and this can is sterilized. Sterilized means it is heated, it is boiled in the water, and all the germs are killed at high temperature, and in that sterilized can the food items are sealed, and then Again it is heated to kill the microbes. So this method is called canning. Canning means the food items are stored in a can, and this can is sterilized can, and then again it is heated. So this method is called canning. Sometimes when you go to mall, you purchase some food items which is in a can. Children, if the can is puffed, enlarged, it means the food is spoiled inside the can. So such food should be never consumed by you, because enlarged can or puffed can means the food is spoiled inside the can. So you have read various methods of preservation of food. Once again I repeat, children. First method you have read drying. First method you have read drying. Drying is a method to preserve some fruits like apple, mango, banana, apricot, etc. They are dried in the sunlight to store them, and this drying helps in reducing the weight, which helps in transportation, and it also preserves the food items. Grains are also stored by this method drying, like rice, wheat, maize, etc. They are dried and then they are stored. This drying removes the moisture from the food item and reduces the growth of microorganisms. Next method you have read, children, that is by adding salt and sugar. Salt and sugar, they also remove moisture from the food. They remove water content from the food. For making pickles, we use salt and oil, which is preservative. For making jam and jelly, we use good quantity of sugar. Sugar also removes moisture from the food and protects it from spoilage of microbes. Next you have read, children, by heat and cold treatment. Milk is boiled to preserve it, and some food items are kept in refrigerator. So this is cold treatment. Then you have read, children, we can preserve food item by using acetic acid, vinegar. You know, it can be used to preserve pickles, and in the vinegar there is acetic acid. Citric acid and phosphoric acid are also used in some beverage. Okay, children. Then you have seen, children, sometimes sauce is preserved because there is presence of chemical preservative. Name of the chemical preservative is sodium benzoate and potassium metabisulfite. Then you have seen, children, next method of preservation is pasteurization. Pasteurization is used to preserve milk. It was discovered by Louis Pasteur. In this method, milk is boiled about 70 degrees Celsius to kill the germs, and then it is cooled down about to 10 degrees Celsius, and then it is stored in polythene or bottle. This method is used for milk. Next method of preservation is vacuum packing. Vacuum packing is a method to preserve nuts, dry fruits. These nuts and dry fruits are stored in airtight bag in which there is no air. Okay, and this vacuum packing is helpful in two things. It reduces growth of microorganisms, it helps in storage, preservation of nuts, and second thing, it prevents oxidation of fat. Otherwise, due to oxidation of fat, the nuts or the dry fruits may be spoiled, taste may be changed, and some bad smell may be there. So this method is vacuum packing, which is used to preserve nuts or dry fruits. Next method you have read, children, that is canning. Food items are stored in sterilized can, and then again it is heated to kill the germs. With this you have read, children, preservation of food, and it will be helpful in preserving food items. You can use all these methods to preserve food items. Okay children, so next day I will ask you all these methods, you will revise, and if you will have any query, again you will ask me. Okay, thank you children.